sun's out again today. They said it's supposed to rain actually for one day or something like that during the week. I guess we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people would be excited about it just because of all the heat wave and stuff from before. And what was going on today? Seems like there was a lot of news and stuff about going into space, and apparently I guess regular people might actually be able to go for free, I guess, as part of a draw or something like that. Not too long ago, I guess, the Virgin Galactic, that's what they call it, basically took people into space. It was by Richard Branson, who's a billionaire who's been working on this thing apparently for years. And it is what it is. They took people into space. You can see them, I guess, floating afterwards. It's kind of interesting because it seemed like the design of it was, first it was attached, like I guess the actual spaceship, if that's what you want to call it, took off and it let it go, and then basically from there it launched into space. You can see how fast it's going too. As they mentioned, not a lot of people in the world in general has an opportunity to experience, I guess, zero gravity, and these people actually got to do it with the dream of enabling the average individual, I suppose you could say, to go up there, because they even say this is more of a test flight in terms of, I guess, things like mechanics and stuff like that. So imagine if they can do this where it's more presentational to show people what it's like to be in space in a tourist type of fashion, I guess you could say. Afterwards, they landed and it was all safe and sound. It's kind of interesting too because the titles afterwards, I guess, like the Richard Branson, he's called like an astronaut. It makes me wonder, is that just the title of an astronaut? Basically, you went up into space. So if a regular person in the future, like a tourist, goes up there, are they technically an astronaut now afterwards? But apparently this is coming really soon, like in 2022, and they're having a contest of sort where, like here it says, win 2 seats on one of the first Virgin Galactic flights to space. You and your friend will make history as both live out your astronaut dreams on one of the first Virgin Galactic commercial space flights. Experience weightlessness and awe-inspiring views of Earth from space. Yeah, so that's pretty quick, isn't it? A test this year, and then next year you're gonna, I guess, run like a commercial operation? This is open to people around the world too, it seems like, in different countries and all that, with some restrictions. It is free to enter to my knowledge, but if you donate money, then you can get more entries. That's what a lot of companies do. Actually, one thing I was thinking about was completely, I guess, off topic in some ways, but when I was watching the video, the person made the comment how they were floating in there, looking out in the window, seeing how round like the Earth's edges and stuff are, I guess just marveling at it. It makes me wonder because there are some, to my understanding, who believe the Earth is flat. And so it makes me wonder, if you send someone up there, let's just say it turns out they look at it, wow, look at this roundness and so forth, would that actually change their perspective afterwards, or would they insist no, like what they're seeing is an illusion or something like that? But this is cool either way. It does make me wonder too in terms of, I guess, restrictions, because wouldn't this require some level of physical fitness since you're, I guess, going really fast to the point where it could give you a heart issue? I would imagine anyways, kind of like a really fast amusement park ride. So there should be restrictions like that, I would imagine anyways. And back down to earth, it was kind of interesting reading this, where apparently in New York, there's this topic again still about them wanting to change rules about enabling drones to fly and do various, I guess, work. It says, rules for drones. It's time for NYC and the world to clarify where and when unmanned aerial vehicles can fly. Drones can do lots of things in the city better than people can. They can help look carefully at buildings' roofs and facades without the need for scaffolding and sidewalk sheds. They can fly through a smoke-choked building searching for people without risking firefighters' lives. Rather than requiring the use of loud helicopters to get aerial shots for movies or to see rush hour traffic, quieter flying cameras can get the job done cheaper and easier. So why has the city still not made clear under what circumstances remote piloted vehicles are allowed and where they will remain forbidden? Brooklyn Councilman Justin Brannan has for years been pushing a common sense bill, one supported by the likely next mayor, Eric Adams, to allow drone building safety inspections. If I remember correctly too, this is that story in New York where a piece of a building fell and it killed someone. And with that, they were saying how this was avoidable. If they had things like a drone to safely do inspections, they could have just prevented this from happening in general. So in their minds, they would still require things like drones to be registered and insured, for example, to do work. But they're saying things again, I guess, in terms of regulations, to just stopping it in general. Because it says here, importantly, the FAA bans drone flights near airports and out of the pilot's line of sight. Restrictions that would stay in place no matter what we do here. It's what I mentioned before. You can't keep treating every single drone like some kind of huge manned aircraft. Nothing else in life is managed that way, like with the road, for example. A car is not a bicycle. If anything, you just need some basic traffic management, that's it. It makes me think of other stories too, because like with how long it's been going on, I've often read how many people get into something like, I don't know, politics or whatever. They said, I'm gonna change everything for the good. But once they get in there, they just realize how much, I guess, bureaucracy and stuff there is, and nothing gets done. They can't do anything about it. It makes me wonder if that's like the case here too. It doesn't matter how well-intentioned someone is. Once they get into that position, it's like they still can't get anything done because there's so much barriers for them to make, I guess, change in that way. I guess it comes down to what's important for people too, because one funny thing I just read today was how in parks here, you actually cannot drink alcohol. However, I guess they decided now you could legally drink alcohol in various parks, I guess, around the province. So imagine that. This is a priority topic here, whether or not you can drink alcohol versus, let's just say, if it was a topic like flying, for example, a drone to do work and so forth, I guess that's at the bottom of the barrel for many people. I guess your drinking rights are more important in that case, huh? All right, see you guys later.